Okay. I know I've been gone for ages, and I'm so sorry, guys. Like, really, I'm having a lot of stuff going on. So, yeah. Anyways, so as I've been talking about one movie for a long ass time since like July 2020, right? And that is Spider-Man No Way Home. Ooh, damn! It's kind of cool to like look back at the old videos and be like, see like this stuff because like it was crazy. Like No Way Home was crazy. Now if you haven't seen No Way Home, obviously there'll be major spoilers. I mean, I think that's kind of obvious, but whatever. I saw the movie on the 18th of December 2021, so I'm sorry that I've seen it a month ago and just didn't make a review. I wanted to see it more than once though before I started reviewing it, and now I've seen it twice. I saw it twice last week. I seen it on Sunday and then seen it on Friday. So woohoo! Now that I've seen it twice, I can actually make a decent video on it. And here's the decent video. You guys are gonna get a good one here. Really hope you guys enjoy the video, obviously, because what would be the point of me making it if people weren't gonna enjoy it? And yeah, I'm not gonna really. I don't want to analyze the movie completely. Like that's something that a lot of people do. I just want to give my personal take on the movie, and I don't want to get into like camera shots and stuff like that. I'll get into like acting and characters probably, but like I want to just give my overall thoughts on the movie and just talk about why I liked it and what made me enjoy it a lot and why it's my favorite Spider-Man movie and favorite movie of all time right now. And yeah, well you guys get to sit back, relax, and I'll sit and play Spider-Man, I guess, while I give you guys my epic takes on No Way Home, because that's awesome and I think you guys would enjoy it. So yeah, let's get into why I loved Spider-Man No Way Home. So, as you all know, Spider-Man No Way Home, this has been the most hyped up movie, like a Spider-Man movie, and even in general, one of the most hyped up movies I think I've ever seen. And I guess the question people might be asking is, do I think No Way Home lives up to the hype? Yeah, I do. So, right, okay, so there's so many rumors about this movie, it was insane. Obviously, a lot of people knew that there were so many rumors here that were obviously not going to happen. I mean, come on. Some of these rumors went insanely bad, and I really found them to be annoying. But then there were ones that made sense, and I gotta say, the ones that made sense were good. And I'd like to just say, I feel like rumors are the reason why No Way Home was so popular. Well, yes and no. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell considering that like all the rumors happened well before the first trailer even dropped. Which I actually kind of, like I remember back when the first trailer dropped, and it's like crazy to think now that the movie's been out for almost 2 months and I've seen it 3 times. Soon to be a 4th in the next week, so it's crazy to me. Now, let's start off with the first thing. Did I like the movie? I fucking loved it. Yes, I loved Spider-Man No Way Home so much. Do I feel like I feel like it actually shows people that Tom Holland's Spider-Man was insanely hated. I mean, yes, he lived in Iron Man's shadow, and maybe yes, he did rely on Iron Man quite a lot. But at the end of the day, I feel like that was all like planned on purpose. I feel like they made that way so that in No Way Home, Tom Holland can break into his own like hero. Because I mean, now look at him. You know, everybody's forgotten who he is. He's alone, and I feel like they've purposely done this to make the first like trilogy about him, you know, finding his way, you know, starting to learn to be a hero on his own, so that this next trilogy, wherever that takes him, it's gonna be him alone. Like obviously, yeah, he's probably gonna meet the Avengers again, which that's something I'm really like concerned about. Is how are they gonna deal with that? Like, is he gonna be in the next Avengers movie or is he not? Like, I have no idea. But yeah, I feel like they've really done that for a reason, and I think it's good. And I mean, holy fuck, like this movie was even High Tops doesn't really, I don't know how High Top Films feels about it, but fuck it, at least made him to put in the title that it kind of redeemed MCU Spider-Man, which I never thought I'd see that ever from him. So that's kind of cool. I feel like with No Way Home though, I don't know. I feel like it's great. I feel like it lives up to the hype, and I definitely am like not surprised that it's becoming really big. Like I knew this was gonna happen. You know, I think most people kind of guessed it. Um, this is a question that I think people may have if you've been watching my channel for a long time. Do I think it's better than the one movie that I have constantly praised, and that's Homecoming? And to be honest with you, I don't know. I'm still trying to decide whether or not it's better than Homecoming. I know that's probably going to get me tons of hate, and you guys are all going to probably like dislike this video, and I'm sorry. But if you know me well enough to know this, you'll know that I have some attachment to Homecoming. Like some crazy, I just failed that. Some crazy attachment to Homecoming. So yeah, it's kind of hard to pick if it's better than Homecoming or not. So I need to sort of think. I need to rewatch Homecoming, and then I would give you guys a good verdict. So yeah, let's talk about characters like the villains, because the villains are obviously a big part of the movie. I think the villains are great. Obviously, Willem Dafoe, he kills it as Goblin and proves that nobody can play the Green Goblin other than him. Like, the way how they've set his character up to be a bit more of a psychotic type character. Like, the fact that he manipulates Peter Parker into sort of thinking that he's, out of all the villains, like an innocent one, and he doesn't know what's going on, and he's scared, and he wants help and stuff. But then, in reality, he has a plan, and you know what happens. The Goblin comes out, and Norman Osborn is hiding. I like how in the movie though they kind of deal with that, so they make it look like Norman, out of all of them, is maybe not as bad. Just to have him be the menace, because he was crazy, like a menace in this movie, all in out. He was crazy. He was just the most vicious, violent villain of all of them. And I love the scenes, like the scene leading up to Aunt May's death, and how when Peter's punching Norman into the wall, you know, Norman just laughs about it. I like that. That was terrifying, but it worked, and I feel like that was something that I'm so happy that they put in there, was that scene of him laughing about it, because it was, I think Tom Holland, I like how Tom Holland's Peter Parker, Norman's the only type of villain to actually break Tom Holland. I mean, I know people could say maybe Mysterio did, but nowhere near as much as Norman did. And I like how the movie kind of tries to acknowledge that Norman is nothing like any other villain Spider-Man or Peter Parker in the MCU has fought. And I like the scenes leading up to Aunt May's death and how gruesome it is, with Goblin like beating the shit out of Spider-Man, and obviously one of the best lines in the movie in my opinion, strong enough to have it all too weak to take it. I like that. I liked that scene where they're fighting in the like hotel, like, is it hotel, just that room, like Happy's room thing, and like they're fighting in that little, like, I don't know what it's called, hall thing. They're fighting there, and I just like the way how that kind of leads up to Aunt May's death. And what about Otto Octavius? I liked Otto Octavius as well. I felt like he was good. I like how he's got a redemption in it, because obviously he was never really much of an actual villain. Like in Spider-Man 2, he didn't mean to be a villain. Like obviously neither did Norman Osborn, but he was also in the first film just really corrupt and greedy, and even not Norman Osborn, sorry, Otto Octavius himself says that in No Way Home, that he was corrupt and he was greedy and he was a horrible person really leading up to it. But like I like how it acknowledges that, like how he's not really a villain, and then like we have the scene where him and Toby reunite, and I like that scene a lot, and just it has the back music from the original Sam Raimi movies, and they have the references of the power of the sun in the palm of your hand, and like how Toby says to him he's still trying to do better. I like that, and I like those references and how they put time to put those references in there. As of Otto, when he's at first the villain, I liked it. Maybe they could have. I feel like they could have maybe done a little bit better, but he was great, you know. And I like how he thinks he's talking to Toby at the start, like when he first comes in, and then he realizes, wait, this isn't Peter Parker from my universe. What's going on? I like that. But yeah, I like how he in the end is like helping them, because I feel like that was a really good thing. What about Electro? Electro is great. I feel like they did a really big step up. You know, he's funny. He's also really cool this time around. He's not just some weird loser that's like blue. And I also like how they've kind of dropped the whole obsession with Spider-Man thing. I'm not saying it was like really really annoying and stuff in the second film like TASM 2. I think it was just a bit weird and a bit dumb. But I like how they've gotten rid of that, and now Electro's like really crazy and stuff. And I kind of like how, like at the end, he has that scene where he talks to Andrew, and Andrew actually shows his face to Max. I like that, I really do. I think that was good, because remember, Max Dillon did not see Spider-Man's face in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, so I like that. And I like how they have that little reference of Max feeling like he was a nobody and stuff. I like how they throw all these great references in here. God, like a lot of people in the cinema didn't recognize them, and I'm like getting these straight away, and I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, I liked Max. I didn't think he was as good as Goblin, obviously, because Goblin is my favorite Spider-Man villain, but he was still great, you know. What about the Lizard though? He was a letdown. I feel like he was just so. I don't know. He just didn't seem to have much of a point in the movie. I feel like he was kind of useless in some sense. You know, like, I was really hoping they'd have some really amazing scenes of the Lizard going all out and crazy and maybe scaring Tom Holland's character a little bit, and not just being a stupid joke. But the joke was funny, but it was just a little, just a bit off. I wish the Lizard was used a bit more, especially since he was kind of quite hyped up from the trailers and stuff. Kind of just to not have much of a good role. What about Sandman? Sandman, while having a way better role than the Lizard, also wasn't that good in the movie, I feel. I mean, he had some decent scenes, yes, but was he really crucial to the movie, like extremely crucial? I don't think so. I think he was really not as, like, nowhere near Spider-Man 3 level. Like, Spider-Man 3 level was just, he was amazing. I'm not saying he was bad in No Way Home, I'm just saying I don't know really why he needed a big, like why they made him so big, because he wasn't that, like, big in the movie, in my opinion, and wasn't as important as he was made out to be. But he was still alright, you know, he was decent. So yeah. But he was okay. Okay, now next scene. Is that all the villains? That's all the villains, yeah. A lot of people are saying the first act of the movie was really boring. I don't think it was boring. I think I like how they do that. How the first act has got nothing really to do with the multiverse, and it's just kind of dealing with Tom Holland's college life. Like, Tom Holland trying to, like... Oh, why am I saying Tom Holland? Peter, Ned, and MJ trying to get into college, and kind of how they have, like, the scenes where it's just Peter dealing with the identity stuff. I like that, and I like how, like, the reason why they can't get into college is because Peter's Spider-Man. I think that's cool how, like, they use the fact that, like, they can't get into college because of controversy, you know. And I like the scene of Peter coming back to school, because it's kind of like, it shows how different everybody is about, like, Peter now knowing, and now everybody thinks he killed Mysterio and stuff, and how the gym teacher believes everything, but the other two don't really know what to believe. And how they're like telling him, oh yeah, you can, like, crawl about, we all know you can do it. It's cool and it's funny, and it does have some sort of, like, entertainment to it. I think the first half was good. Yes, I was nowhere near better than, like, the scenes, like, the second, third act, but it was definitely still a great, like, start to the movie. And I like how it doesn't have a huge start to it, because I feel like that would have just really fucked everything up. So I like that, you know. Now, do you feel like, what about Ned and MJ? I don't know. Ned and MJ, I feel like MJ's a great love interest. I have to say that. I feel like Zendaya really kills it as MJ, because she just is amazing in her role, and I think, like, her and Ned are really good in this movie. Ned's really funny. You know, MJ really, like, has a lot of, like, scenes in the movie that make sense, and also the fact that she's, like, kind of the reason why Peter's sort of fighting. I feel like that's a good reason, and I like how they use her more in this movie than they did really Far From Home and Homecoming, and the relationship is, like, obviously they've been dating there for a while, so it's good and it's funny, it's amazing. I like that. But, you know, as for Ned's good in this movie as well, and I like how, like, at the end when everybody forgets Peter's Spider-Man, I like the scene, you know. That scene was good. And how that scene, MJ's like, MJ obviously doesn't know who Peter is, but Peter knows who she is, and he really wants to like talk to her, but he can't because he realizes that they'd be better off with him. But I'll get into that part as well. But yeah, MJ and Ned are great characters. What about Aunt May? I like Aunt May in this movie, I gotta say. Like, kind of showing that she's had more of the Uncle Ben role than Uncle Ben himself, because Uncle Ben hasn't been in the movies. Come on, Aunt May, when she said with great power comes great responsibility, at that part I was like, oh fuck, she's definitely gonna die. Because at first I was like, maybe thinking like, I kind of went in there suspecting she was going to die. Like, I kind of had that big idea that, yeah, she ain't gonna make it in this movie. But I was hoping that she would. But I do also like that she did die, because now it really does show that Tom Holland's character is alone, and it gives a lot of people who hated the whole Peter Parker needing help from everybody thing, which that argument, in my opinion, is still one of the most stupidest arguments I've ever heard. Like, having her own, and now that she's like gone and stuff, he doesn't even have her to help. He's alone completely. I like that. Also, I know people are gonna say, a lot of people are gonna say like, oh, you're giving this movie too much credit because you're a biased Tom Holland fan. I am biased, but hold on. I do have problems. I've already given the movie like 2 problems. The Lizard and Sandman, they were problems. I didn't really like that much. Like, I felt like they were quite a big letdown. Is there any other letdowns? Maybe the CG isn't as good. I've heard a lot of people call the movie ugly. I don't think it's ugly. I just think it's a little, maybe the CG's a little bit messy at times. But I mean, the scenes with Doctor Strange and the illusions, that scene is nowhere near messy. I mean, yeah, they probably could have done it a bit better, but it's still really amazing. And I still love that scene, and Peter using math instead of like tech to trap Strange in the dimensional mirror dimension. That's cool. You know, I don't see a problem with that part. But what about, like, I guess the scenes where Peter's sort of like Andrew and Toby. Let's go with that, actually. You know what, we're going to go to Andrew and Toby, because that's probably like a big part of what everybody wants to hear about. Did I feel like they were good in the movie? Of course I do. Andrew and Toby are great in the movie. Do I personally believe that they could have been handled better? No. I actually think they were handled amazingly. So we'll start with Toby, then we'll go to Andrew. Toby, I feel, is really good. I like how they bring up a lot of references with him, because there's obviously a lot of references people are going to get, because he has so many iconic moments from the originals that they can use. Like the back stuff, everybody knows about that. I like how he also brings up Mary Jane and kind of explains like, oh yeah, Mary Jane, you know, like, it's complicated, because obviously their relationship was extremely complicated in the movies. You know, it was always on and off of them. I like how how the movie sort of brings that to light, and how he's talking about it. Like, yeah, it was very complicated, because it was, you know, they had that on and off relationship. But yeah, I feel like with Toby, also like how, because he's obviously a lot older than the other two, it kind of feels like really cool seeing Tobey Maguire back again, because like I wasn't obviously alive when I was when Spider-Man 3 came out, but I was obviously like a couple months old at the time, so that doesn't make sense. So obviously, like, seeing him wasn't as jaw-dropping for me as seeing Andrew Garfield, because I actually grew up with Andrew Garfield more than Toby. But still, seeing Toby was amazing, and yeah, I liked seeing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man back, and I like how he's not too different. You know, like, he's not angry in this movie, or he still has the same light-hearted like persona that he always had, and I like how he's the one that goes in and stops Tom from making the same mistake that Toby made in the original Spider-Man with Norman Osborn, which was letting him die, because obviously Toby was affected by that with Harry, and just with a lot of other problems that happened because of Norman Osborn's death, and because he was there when it happened. So I like how they sort of deal with that. But yeah, it was really amazing, and Tobey Maguire is obviously a great Spider-Man. What about Andrew? I loved seeing Andrew come back. When he came back, I was literally shaking the entire row. Like, I was so excited. Andrew Garfield, I feel like with Andrew Garfield, he has a really great redemption arc in the movie. I mean, again, he was hated as fuck, like, when he was Spider-Man, which was really annoying, and it's kind of annoying now that everybody's all sort of loving it. I'm not saying everybody should be hating Andrew. They shouldn't have been hating Andrew in the first place. It's just annoying how everybody's kind of, like, acting like they've been a fan of him for, like, years, when really they haven't, because I have, so that's why that annoys me. But I like how Andrew Garfield is deals with it in the movie, like how he's sort of like he's still like really making jokes in the same way he was in the first two movies, and how he explains what happened because he was like left on a huge cliffhanger. So I like how they deal with the cliffhanger, and they explain that after Gwen's death he stopped pulling his punches. I know we already see that in the movie, but I kind of wish they explained a bit more about what happened after the Rhino fight. Like, did he just go back to not being Spider-Man again, or was he back for real? I don't know. But I like how in the movie they let him save Gwen. No, not Gwen. Jesus Christ, MJ. Because obviously, in the movie he speaks about Gwen a little bit. You know, he's not really got a girlfriend, and he's not tried dating anyone after her because he's too hurt and too scared to go back out there. And I like how they deal with that, and how when he saves MJ, you can tell by his face how much that meant to him, just saving her, because of what it reminds him of, and because he's regretting the fact that he never got a chance to save Gwen. And I like how in this movie he does save MJ, and you know, he redeems that, because obviously he's never going to forgive himself, and he still isn't going to forgive himself for what happened with Gwen, but he can now rest easy knowing that he saved someone else's, another Spider-Man's MJ. But I like how they also don't make him do the exact same thing with the web, because I feel like that makes it more impactful, and Andrew kind of knowing, okay, if I use a web, it's going to happen the exact same way that happened with Gwen, so just leap for it, goes and hopefully catch her without using webs. I like that. I really do. I know it's kind of like a subtle, small thing. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I like that. I really do. That was amazing. And obviously, when Toby calls Andrew amazing, it's obviously a great reference. And I like those scenes where all three Spider-Men are talking to each other, and they're all just sort of talking about like being Spider-Man, and how Andrew's like, oh, I'm lame. You know, where's the hostage? Fuck. Sorry about that. I'm trying to play this and I can't find the hostage, and I'm really nervous now. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh wait. Oh, I didn't see that. No. Oh. Oops. Oops. But yeah, I like that, you know, and I like how see when all three Spider-Man hug. That part got me. That was my whole childhood, hugging each other. Because again, Spider-Man, I'm just going to say it right now, Spider-Man has been the biggest part of my life. No joke. That's been the biggest part of my entire life when it comes to like media stuff and entertainment. You know, obviously, yes, I'm a big fan of rap music and Eminem and Dr. Dre and Mario and like Nintendo stuff, and you know, Marvel movies like Avengers and Iron Man stuff. Spider-Man has been the biggest part of my life though. Out of all of this stuff in media, Spider-Man is the biggest part of my childhood and the biggest part of my life, and I don't think that's ever going to change, because you know, I've loved this character for ever since I can remember. You know, when I was a kid, you'd always see me dressing up as Spider-Man. Half of my merchandise has been Spider-Man stuff. I feel like I have one of the biggest Spider-Man collections you could find. Probably not though, because I've been seeing a lot of huge collections on TikTok and it's amazing, and I wish I could have that. But yeah, you know, and when No Way Home's rumors were coming out, that was one of the most exciting things ever. And watching No Way Home not opening night, like a little while after it came out, that was probably one of the most exciting things to ever happen to me, because that was the big Spider-Man movie, and again, like I'm saying, something that feels like my childhood has been leading up to. So it was really just amazing. So when they all hugged, it felt really good, and it just feels good knowing that all three of them knew each other, and they spoke to each other, and they know each other. It feels amazing. It really does. And I feel like if I got told that back in like 2017 or 18 or even 19, I don't know if I'd believe it. I think I would have, but I would have been definitely freaking out. Like, a lot of people didn't believe it, you know, just in 2020. So I didn't even really believe it at first, but then like after more and more stuff came out about it, I was like, yeah, they're in the movie. So it's amazing. It really is, and it's so good. And I feel like the movie handles that really well, and just handles the whole plot of just all of them getting to know each other really well. and even just them sort of talking to each other about the mistakes they've made and how they can't save everybody, I feel like that's a good thing. I really do, and I feel like they've done that in a way that Spider-Verse kind of did it, but more impactful because, you know, it's the movies and stuff. So yeah, now I want to talk about the last thing I want to talk about is the final fight between Tom Holland, Peter Parker, and the Goblin. It is amazing. Seeing Tom Holland go completely rogue on the Goblin is amazing. Seeing him go so angry and pissed, God, it was sort of terrifying in a way. Oh God. I don't even know. That's fucking yawn. Oh my God. But like, just the fight is amazing, and it's just so like damn, and just the way how Tom Holland's Spider-Man is so full of rage that he does something that Spider-Man's never been known for, and that's killing someone. He's ready to kill the Goblin. And you know, this is coming from 2017's Homecoming, where Peter says, "I don't want to kill anybody," and telling Karen to stop with the instant kill, to Endgame, where he's only really killing aliens, so it doesn't matter, to No Way Home, where he's ready to kill the Goblin and tries to kill the Goblin. And I like how he gets stopped, because I feel like if he did it, it would have been really weird, but because he gets stopped by Toby, who gives him that look to say, would Aunt May want that? You know? Would Aunt May want him to kill the Goblin after, like, if he did that, right, if he killed the Goblin, it would have felt like Aunt May died for no reason, because Aunt May wanted them to go home. Aunt May wanted Peter to give them a second chance. If he'd killed the Goblin, he would have been doing what Strange wanted to do, and if Strange had done that, Aunt May probably wouldn't have died, but Peter would have had guilt. So I like how, you know, he doesn't die in the movie, they keep him on and they let him go home, and how at the end of the film all the villains go back, and Tobey and Andrew go back to their stuff, and Peter obviously now is forgotten. And that's a great, I like how they do that, how Peter's forgotten, because now it makes you kind of wonder. And there's a lot of Spider-Man PS4 references at the end, even Aunt May's gravestone. I'm pretty sure it says, when you help someone you help everyone, the exact same way the video game does it. And I like how Tom Holland's living in that one bedroom flat thing, the same way PS4 Spider-Man's living at the start of the game, and having him jump out the window and make his suit and have the app the same way this PS4 Spider-Man does it. It makes me so excited to see if there's going to be a lot more PS4 stuff in the new trilogy. Like, goddamn, even the suit is reminiscent of let me get it up for you guys. The suit, just a little bit more updated and stuff, but it looks very similar. But yeah, and I like how now that he's forgotten, you know, we get to see him go like speak to Happy and Ned and MJ, the three people that are still on Earth that really matter to him. And seeing how they've forgotten about him, and they're like, oh, how'd you know? Like Happy's like, how'd you know Aunt May? And then and MJ don't, and Ned doesn't even really acknowledge him at all. But MJ's kind of like, oh yeah, what can I get you then? It's so heartbreaking. But I like how Peter doesn't go up and say to MJ like, oh hi, you remember me, but blah blah blah. I like how they don't do that. They make the decision to not add that into the movie, because it makes it feel so much better. Because it's like, Peter wants to tell her, but he can't, because he knows that if he tells her, then that's just like, he's going to put her and Ned in danger. Obviously something's probably going to happen in the next trilogy, because I doubt that Zendaya and Jacob Batalon are done. I really do. But I mean, I like how they've ended No Way Home at least with Peter being alone, just to sort of give that, yeah, what's going to happen, you know? I like that, and it does feel really good. And I like how Peter puts the Emperor up to sort of acknowledge Ned in a way. Like, that was really good. Overall, Spider-Man No Way Home is a brilliant movie, and I think that it does live up to the hype. I feel like it is the best Spider-Man movie and my favourite movie of all time. And I kind of do wish sometimes that we could go back to the days where we all had to speculate, but I'm so happy it's over as well at the same time. You know, now all the rumours, they've stopped and stuff, and that's good, and nobody's like yelling at Sony to, you know, like release another trailer or something, because then the movie's out. And I know when it comes out on DVD, I am going to buy it straight away. You guys know that one. And I'm also very happy to finally get this video out, because I feel so bad for not having this video out, and I'm so sorry, guys. Genuinely, I am. And obviously, videos are going to be back now. I don't know what to film anymore because I've not got No Way Home to sort of fall back on. So I wonder what type of videos you guys can wonder what type of videos are going to come up. I'm going to have to think, maybe some stop motion again. Oh god, I'm so tired, honestly. But yeah, you know, thank you guys for watching. And oh wait, post credit scenes. Forgot about that. I liked the Venom one more than the Multiverse Madness one. Maybe, I don't know why. I just do. So that's exciting though, because now we need to know, like, is how is Eddie Brock gonna play out when he comes to see Spider-Man? It's gonna be cool. Like, I'm excited for that, and I like how it kind of picks up a little while after like the Recarnage's post-credit scene, and it's just like Eddie and Venom and the bartender talking about like the MCU and like Iron Man, Hulk and stuff, and Venom saying like, "Oh, you thought Lethal Protector was a shit name." That's a good. I like that, and I like how it gives you that excitement to see what's gonna happen. So yeah. Multiverse Madness, I like that trailer. Wanda Maximoff is back, as everybody knew was going to happen, and this is going to have something to do with WandaVision and stuff that happened in No Way Home, so I'm excited to see Multiverse Madness when that comes out, and I like how they've given that a trailer, like a little teaser at the end of No Way Home, because that made it even more exciting for people. But yeah, that is it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys loved No Way Home as much as I did. Please leave your thoughts in the comments on the movie. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.